What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and for today's WWE news video, holy shit. There's quite a bit to talk about, including the latest on a WWE superstar rejecting a new offer? Wonder what that's about. Who knows? Wonder who that person could be. B-Fab is open to a new contract, is open to a possible WWE return. Obviously, with the budget cuts, it's possible she can come back. An incoming WWE star says that they'll create something you've never seen before. Wonder who that person could be. And the first one that I'm going to talk about is Logan Paul. Is Logan Paul staying with WWE after WrestleMania? Wonder what that's about. But before we get started, I do want to let you guys know, if you guys are wondering why I trimmed this down, my eczema. It's my eczema again. Just wanted to point that out to you guys. I do apologize, but I had to get rid of the facial hair because of my eczema. Because it can really fuck up your skin. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this WWE news video. This one in particular anyway. If you guys do enjoy it and you guys want to see more, which get posted every Thursday typically, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. And make sure you guys are following me on Twitter and Instagram. Links will be in the description. And as always, if you want to send fan mail, all the info will be in the description as well. So you guys know Logan Paul had talked about how he had been a huge WWE fan as a kid, and he even admitted that that despite being being a part-time boxer and also a YouTube content creator, just like myself, of course, he apparently wants to stay with WWE until even after WrestleMania, and he was he had spoken to Alex McCarthy of TalkSport. Big shout out, no copyrights. You guys know how it works with the algorithm. He said that he plans to stay with WWE as long as it fits into his schedule. So he said, quote, "To be honest, bro, probably. Yeah, probably. It just has to make sense with my schedule. I'm doing so much stuff and I have to really be careful where I allocate my energy. This happened with boxing. At first I did it. I tried it out and loved it. So I kept doing it." He then continued on asking. Being asked if being asked about his future in wrestling as a WWE superstar. He said, and about the fans and whatnot. He said, quote, today was my first day because we had training day. I was like, oh yeah, this is fucking fun. So again, I fall in love with this sport and I soak in the energy at WrestleMania and feel like there's a future for me here. Man, I'm gonna have to run with it, but it's not my decision. It's up to the fans. Either love me or hate me, that's great. But if they're indifferent to me, we got a fucking problem and I'll probably get out of this sport. So it's obvious that he expects the WWE Universe to love him, which is kind of crazy to say the very least. But you guys know he's not the only celebrity that will be competing at WrestleMania, because Jackass star Johnny Knoxville will be facing Sami Zayn on night 2, of WrestleMania, and I have to admit, I have to admit, it's kind of interesting to see that Logan Paul plans to stay with WWE, especially with what happened last year at WrestleMania, because you guys know last year he had accompanied Sami Zayn to the ring for his match. Instagram has notified me about something. Ah, yes, Saxon Huxley from NXT UK has mentioned to me in his story. Anyway, the last time he was at WrestleMania, it was last year, where he had accompanied Sami Zayn to the ring for his match with Kevin Owens, which ended with Kevin Owens hitting both Zayn and Logan Paul with a stunner to the face. And now Kevin Owens might take a stunner to the face himself as he deals with Stone Cold. But honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I like the idea that he'll stay with WWE, as long as it fits his schedule. But the only downside to the whole thing is obviously the fans. You guys know, when it comes to being on that, in that ring, on that platform, especially when you're making your debut and whatnot, you only get one chance. It's either the fans say I love you, or they'll tell you to go fuck off. That's just how it is. That's how it is. If they love you, then you're pretty much guaranteed to stay. If they boo you and they go on social media and they say, "Oh, I don't like this guy sucked, his promo was bullshit, blah blah blah," or something like that, they may end up taking you off. Which for things like that, it's a double-edged sword. But with Logan Paul, it's different, because you guys know, as I had said, he's a content creator like me, and he's made millions. He's made millions off of YouTube, off of boxing, and doing all this other shit, charity events and whatnot. He's made so much money. I think, honestly, he's become the modern day version of Floyd Mayweather, which is saying a lot, because Mayweather has a lot of money. So, but again, Logan Paul staying with WWE, and even after WrestleMania, I like the idea. Not sure if we'll see it happen, but only time will tell. But next up, B-Fab. Yeah, I'm not so sure if we will see her back in WWE. But former WWE superstar B-Fab, aka Brianna Brandy, which is her actual name, had spoke to the Angel podcast on possibly coming back to WWE. You guys know she got to NXT as part of the faction Hit Row alongside Swerve, Tahuti Miles, or I guess Ashanti the Adonis, and Top Dollar, or I guess AJ Francis, who is apparently still with WWE, but also working with A&E with the show WWE's Most Legendary Treasures or something like that. I don't remember the name, but if you guys do know, if you guys remember the name of the show, post comments, because I don't remember. But she started competing in NXT as part of Hit Row, and Hit Row dominated NXT with an iron fist. With Swerve becoming North American champion, with Adonis having been a part of 205 Live for quite a while, before transitioning up into the NXT roster, then of course getting drafted to SmackDown, but they only got lost in the shuffle, unfortunately. And because of that, the budget cuts came in, and they had to be released. But she was on the Angel podcast. Big shouts to them. No copyrights. You guys know how this works with the algorithm. She talked about her release and a possible return to WWE. When she was asked about that, she said, quote, "Well, I was actually here having dinner with my family. A buddy of mine got a text from Twitter saying they'd gotten their release. Now Twitter is like the #1 spot for memes and all these things. So I was like, oh, this is a joke. There's no way. Why would they release them? That doesn't make any sense." I actually texted the boys in our group chat. They were like, "Yeah, we just got the call." I was shook. I was like, what is happening? I don't understand this. I felt like they could have still went on and done some very impactful things in WWE. Now, when asked about her return, about possibly coming back, she said, quote, "I would be open to going back. For me, business is business. Business is business. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about big companies and the decisions that they make. So there's no reason to have any ill feeling. You always have to operate and do your thing as a business as well, so I would go back." So it's possible that we might see her come back, but she'll be reuniting with AJ Francis, or Top Dollar, and Tahuti Miles, which is his real name, I believe, or I guess Ashanti the Adonis, during WrestleMania 38, during WrestleMania weekend, for a few shows, including GCW's For the Culture event, which in which now they're going by the name Hitmakers, not with an S, with a Z, Makers, I believe is the name. So B-Fab coming back. I love it. I like the idea. I think it'll do her good if she came back, because when you think about it, B-Fab has all the talent in the world, and she proved that during the NXT tryouts a while back, and they told her, "You got all the talent in the world, use it." And she only had a small handful, just a small handful of matches, and it was nothing, just absolute nothing. But honestly, it's sad. But I do like the idea of her coming back. So we might see that happen. But we do have to talk about, since I was on the topic of NXT UK just a second ago. So if you guys do keep up with NXT UK like I do, and I've seen every single episode since day one, NXT UK superstar Flash Morgan Webster has been working with WWE on a short-term extension, which was reported by Fightful Select. Big shouts to them. No copyrights. Excuse me. Now, as far as his contract goes, his contract was said to expire last month in February. However, negotiations were still intact. They were intact, but they apparently had hit wall, as Fightful had mentioned. Had mentioned about the extension, which was said to have finished pretty soon. Sources with knowledge on the situation has stated that that Flash actually rejected the offer. He actually rejected WWE's uh, first first renewal offer, which was pretty crazy. He's actually been injured since October 2021 last year, and he revealed in November that, and he revealed a month later that he had been fighting surgery for 3 years, having fought through a torn labrum, for throughout the last the last batch of months or years of his current WWE run. As far as his return to NXT UK, it is pretty much up the air at this point. But if you guys know, Flash had hit a pretty high point in his career when he and Mark Andrews had defeated the Grizzled Young Veterans to win the NXT UK Tag Team titles, but unfortunately they ended up losing the titles just 34 days later against Gallus members Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, which they ended up becoming the longest reigning tag team champions in NXT UK history before losing the titles to Pretty Deadly. Now, Mustache Mountain are the tag team champions. But as of now, he's still there. Both Andrews and Webster are still part of the faction known as Subculture. But we don't really know. We don't know if that's been scrapped or not. But only time will tell. But I don't really know if Flash will re-sign with WWE because of the fact that he was a part of the second NXT United Kingdom Championship tournament back in 2019. I want to say 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. That was one of the big like major highlights of his career in NXT UK was that right there. But not only that, again, winning the tag team titles with Mark Andrews was the major highlight of his career. Yes, they did only hold the titles for a short time, but to be fair, I feel like as if that title run could have done more, but who knows what could have happened. But now we gotta talk about one thing. Gable Steveson. If you guys do not know who he is now a two-time NCAA division, now a two-time NCAA champion, officially retiring from amateur wrestling, now transitioning into the professional wrestling. He vows to create something you've never seen before. So, he plans to do that when he finally makes his debut for WWE. There's been rumors that he plans to attend WrestleMania weekend. As he told Sports Illustrated that he has a good rapport with everyone from Triple H to Paul Heyman to Brock Lesnar, and all three check on him, have texted him checking on him to make sure all is good. Gable Steveson has mentioned that he is grateful for it. Now, even though he has yet to put his foot into the door, he said that he feels supported, and you guys know that he won his second straight NCAA Division I title this past weekend, and it's no surprise that WWE's social media has been talking about it for days now, and as far as being a part of WrestleMania, he says, quote, "Mania will be the first time WWE fans see me and what I'm about." And apparently he promises to pour his heart out there for the entire world to see. We honestly don't know what that means, but it does seem like as if he has a lot planned for WWE. But I love it. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait to see him in action on Raw, because you guys know he got drafted to Monday Night Raw, and we first heard of him last year at SummerSlam when he and one other person, I don't remember her name, had won the Olympics last year, which was a hell of an event. So shout outs to everybody who participated in the Olympics. Shout outs to you guys. Honestly, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he has planned. But that brings me to the question of the day. Who do you guys want to see Gable Steveson face in his very first match ever in WWE? Let me know in the comments below. And that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see more WWE news videos, which get posted every Thursday. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail you guys want to send me and you guys want me to open it up on the channel, all the info will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.